All right, Coach, it's the NFL on EA Sports as you take a look there at Lincoln Financial Field in Philadelphia, PA. Just a short time ago, these Philly fans in full roar as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. Pyrotechnics ablaze. They're set to go as their Eagles will match up with the Chicago Bears. The first 2 months of the regular season down. What will the final two bring us as we're off in Week 9? And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. First and 10, it's Trubisky. Catch is made by Marquise Brown. And he's upended at the 33 following a good pickup of 8. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion.
Second and 2 at the 33-yard line.
Here's a second and 2 now from the 33. They'll run with a third-year man. This is Tariq Cohen. Not much there. Maybe a couple up to the 35. The last time these two teams met, boy, was it memorable. Wild card weekend last year as the Eagles started their Super Bowl title defense, and they held on thanks to the doink or the double doink heard around the world on the Cody Parkey missed field goal, and the Eagles would escape 16-15. Of course, they would go on to lose the following weekend to the New Orleans Saints. Trubisky now to throw on third down. He's going deep for Brown. It's caught inside the 25. And he is taken down deep in Philadelphia territory. A huge play there for Chicago. 47 yards. So the big play means just like that, they'll operate from the red zone now on first down. And now on the pitch, the ball's loose. And it's picked up by the Eagles. And a terrific return as he takes this thing all the way down near the 20-yard line. So the turnover forced and a wonderful job on a big return.
And how about the convoy that got created to help him get all the way back upfield? I mean, that's the part that people miss on. That's practice. That's worked on. It doesn't just happen in a game and everyone rallies. They discuss it prior to, and everyone knows their role when they create a turnover like that.
Mike, here we go. Pac-Man. Let's get it together, defense. Let's get it together.
Here's Miles Sanders, the rookie second-rounder from Penn State. And they'll bring him down at the 18-yard line. It was the linebacker Leonard Floyd on the stop.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice, solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
After the pickup of 5, here's second and 5. Wentz going to throw. Rush coming, and he's taken down. Leonard Floyd, he's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year.
And we talk about players blitzing all the time. I often laugh and sometimes call it just straight-ahead pursuit. What a running start right back to the backfield for him.
Yeah, it really didn't give anybody a chance to get up there and stop him.
No, I mean, that's really, really difficult. You're asking a whole lot anyway, but when he gets that kind of a start and comes through clean, oftentimes the advantage definitely goes to the defensive player.
Now Wentz on third down. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. And they're going to get him down well short of the first as he can only get this to about the 19. 5 yards on the screen, but that'll take us to 4th down.
They dialed up the screen pass on 3rd down, and for a second it looked like it was all going to come together. They had a chance to pick up a 1st down, but the defense got there and finished it off.
In the end, the opening drive, Charles, does yield points. Maybe not the touchdown that they wanted, though.
Yeah, but bottom line, they wanted to get something out of that drive, and they did that. 3 points, they won't turn that down at all.
And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. And, you know, certainly a lot of football left to be played. We're not into December yet, but right now where we stand, they're first place in their division, looking good, looking to be a threat come January.
And let's think about what every team has in their goals, all right? Number 1 goal is what? Make the playoffs. Number 2 goal is win your division. Number 3 goal, and the biggest goal, I think, is to be the highest seed possible that you can be heading into the playoffs so that you can have as many home games as possible.
And a big loss here as he's taken down. Fletcher Cox in there to get him, and on the season now, that is 9 sacks for him. Well, it was 2nd long, now it's 3rd and even longer. They're going in the wrong direction here.
Because they're moving them exactly the way they want to, but you're exactly right. Definitely going in the wrong direction for the offensive guys.
After the sack, they'll come up now 3rd and long.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see them run the ball here just to try and get some space.
No run call here. They'll look to throw instead. Robinson's got it. They do get 10 back, but still a ways to go on 4th.
One of the money routes for any offense, the drag route. So tough to defend because the receiver can stop at any point and make himself available to the quarterback and get a completion. But I love the communication we saw there. All the defenders pointing out the receiver, where he was going, and then they're able to rally to the ball after the catch and stop him short of a 1st down.
It's a 43-yard punt, a return of 5. And the Eagles will have it, taking over 1st and 10. The Eagles in good position to start out as they come up 1st and 10 at the 40. A little jet sweep to start the drive. He'll get a nice chunk there on the 1st down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
Let's talk a little football 101 here, because one of the keys to advancing the ball downfield, success on 1st down. Huge difference, as we know, between 2nd and 4 and 2nd and 8 and 9.
Check 37. Check 37. Check. Sunday.
On 2nd down and 4, Wentz. He's going to let this go deep for Jackson. And he fires one that's intercepted. Anthony Averett picks it. And he'll bring this one back to the 29. He's at it again, Charles. He had the pick 6 last week. Not a pick 6 here, but an interception.
It's another Oski, because that's the word we use when we intercept a pass. Oski tells your team to rally around and block for you. Well, that worked really well last week because he made it all the way to the end zone. This week, he got Bioski, maybe not a touchdown, but boy, he's playing really well.
18. No. Watch the ship.
After the interception, here's Trubisky. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Fletcher Cox has now recorded 10 sacks on the season. Defense went 3-4. They got some push from the inside.
And this is something in a 3-4 you don't normally get, because the nose tackle who got the sack, he's usually responsible or ends up getting double-teamed and sometimes triple-teamed. How about him working his way back and putting the big guy on the ground?
Now a toss left side into the hands of his tight end. And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Mark him down at the 49. 27 yards there, a 1st down.
And the Bears 1st down.
Get up! 180! Watch by 4. Here it comes! Check 3. Ran, took. Protein spill.
First down, a run with Cohen. And an alley to run. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. A gain there of 12 yards and a first down for the Bears.
Lock in.
So from Philadelphia territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 39-yard line. Boy, nowhere to go at all on that first down run as they will get to him behind the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down. The Bears with the football. We get set to begin quarter number 2 as they've got it 2nd down and 11. On 2nd and 11 now. Trubisky throwing over the middle, and it's incomplete. He was trying to hit Taylor Gabriel that time, and now it's 3rd down. With that matchup, the adjustment that was made, you have a blazing guy on a blazing guy, and defensively, he won that battle.
The closing speed is the key. When you have a guy that fast and he can close at the end of a play and knock it away, that's a big deal, and we just saw him do it right there.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Now it's Trubisky. It's complete to Robinson. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. And he has another first down as they'll get the ball down to the Eagles' 24-yard line.
First down, Chicago.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Trubisky gives to Cohen. They'll get him to the ground at the 20 following a pickup of 4.
Well, they didn't get a whole lot out of that one, but I think you've got to continue to try and run and try and keep the defense honest.
You mean or also just sit back, dare you to throw it on every down?
Yeah, you get your quarterback hit a lot that way, too.
The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. Play action. It's Trubisky. And he's going to be taken down here. A sack back at the 32. Fletcher Cox in there to drop him for his 11th sack of the year.
And it's 3rd down. 3rd and long.
After that sack we just saw, Trubisky and the Bears deal with a 3rd and long. On 3rd down, a run with Cohen. They'll get 6 there on the run, but it brings up 4th down.
This drive is turning into an extended one, and the guy carrying the ball, he's becoming more like a body blows guy. Every carry is putting some damage on the defense. So after a while, I'm not too sure how many guys are going to want to run up and tackle him.
So 3 drives now for this offense, and that field goal gives them their first 3 points.
So if you're an offensive coordinator and you're averaging a point a drive, you're in the wrong line of work, aren't you? You got to find a way to unlock the key to these defenses and put some big points on the board.
And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go. And it's only November, but the playoffs, we know how it works. They'll be here before you know it. If it ended today, they would be the #1 seed.
And that's a great spot to be in, but I love the phrase, if it ended today. And I'll guarantee you, that's what they've discussed in their locker room, in their meeting rooms. Yeah, we know where we'd be if it ended today, but we also know it's not ending today.
Right.
So they've got to continue to play the type of ball that put them in the spot where they're #1 in their conference.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10.
Under 10. Kill. Check. Man, 5-7. Check, nickel.
Here's Wentz to throw. Looking for Aguilar, and it's intercepted. Anthony Averett picks it, and his guys are going to get the football at the 37-yard line.
So that's back-to-back drives where they've thrown an interception. Ordinarily, we look at the offense and say, what's going on with your scheme? Maybe we should look at the defense and just give them a whole lot of credit. They've got them frustrated right now.
They'll run on first down. Cohen. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
Trubisky now off the bootleg. He'll buy some time right. He's going to take off with it. Maybe not exactly what they had in mind, but that scramble good for 6 and a first down.
Partner, he was going through his progressions. Not there, not there. After about the 3rd one, he decided he better pull it down and run for it. And he slides down and avoids the hit for good measure.
18.
On first down, it's Cohen. He's got the first down inside the 10. And he is in. Touchdown, Chicago. Tariq Cohen with touchdown number 8 on the year. And the Bears have taken the lead. Extra point right down the middle. And the lead is now 10-3. Now after the touchdown, here's Pinheiro to kick it off. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line.
Let's go.
The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. It's been very much a slow start for them. 3 drives and just the 3 points, CD.
Yeah, if you're into the points per drive ratio, that answer is 1. And that's not going to get it done in a ball game. They've got to find a way to finish these drives in end zones, not having balls go through goalposts.
And he takes this up to the 40-yard line before being corralled. Philadelphia picking up the first on a gain of 15. So quickly all the way up at the 40-yard line. On 1st and 10, it's Sanders. He'll get about 3 as he's brought down right around the 42.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
On 2nd and 7, Wentz. And he finds his tight end. It's Ertz. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. It's an Eagles first down on a gain of 11. So into Bear territory now. This is 1st and 10 at the 46.
45. Hey, Buck. Come on, dude. Kill. Go. Tighten up.
To throw is Wentz. He'll rifle this one deep right side. And that will be incomplete. Would have been a big hitter if they had connected. Instead, it's 2nd down.
Another dangerous throw there, partner. I mean, he's already thrown 2 interceptions here in the first half. I don't know if you want to keep throwing up 50-50 balls when you've had that kind of lack of success.
Absolutely. Very well could have been a 3rd interception in half number 1.
He was brought down by Akeem Hicks. That's a gain of 3.
Our score 10-3 with 2 minutes remaining in quarter number 2. A reminder, once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL.
The best multitasker in the business, the coach.
Joker. Hey, stack. Check.
From the gun on 3rd down, Wentz. And he connects with Ertz. A very well-executed play. It goes for 29 yards.
Obviously, this has not been a banner game throwing the football. So what you got to do, you got to kind of down focus, don't you think? Find the tight end, take some easier completions.
Yeah, interception last drive. There he hits the reliable target.
Go. 280. Check. 59. I got wide.
Now a fake on the give here as they try the run-pass option. This is Jackson on the quick throw from Wentz. No gain there on the completion, 2nd and 10.
Well, that was a simple throw and catch, but even with that completion, 0 yards gained, so they're behind schedule on down and distance.
I think they were hoping to get it to him. He could make a man or two miss, but that window closed quickly.
Here we go. 120. Hey, Lou. Find your charge. Let's find two. Out.
Looking to throw on 2nd down. Wentz. And he slings one that's incomplete. Nelson Aguilar, the intended receiver, and it's 3rd down.
This defense has been very disruptive early on as they force another one to go awry.
Seems to be the front and the back end. Pass rush, they've been able to get home, and they're taking the ball away in coverage as well.
I love how you put it together. The front and back working in sync, only way to play good defense.
Here comes the 8th play of the drive, and they need a full 10 yards on 3rd down. Again, they'll throw with Wentz. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked off inside the 10. And he's going to get this one to the 23-yard line. He was looking for Miles Sanders out of the backfield.
You hear me laughing, partner, and I'm not laughing at the situation, but sometimes you just get yourself into a rut. It's hard to shake yourself out of it.
At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. You're under a minute to go here in the half. Field position not really in your favor, but still time to try and move the ball and get in field goal range.
Yeah, you got the lead. It's definitely a thought. Let's go ahead and try and increase it. But at the same time, I don't like the odds. I don't like where they are on the field. Got the lead. They've done well in the first half. Don't mess it up and go into halftime looking at each other wondering what if.
Throwing again on 2nd down. Trubisky. This is caught by Robinson. Now the Bears going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 25 seconds to go here in half number 1. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Out of the gun, running with Cohen. A solid run on 1st down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3. Throwing on 2nd and 3. Trubisky. That is caught by Cohen. And he'll be brought down at the 45-yard line. Now whistles and a timeout with 3 seconds left in the first half. Final play of the half. It's Trubisky. He's going to throw one up for the end zone. And that is incomplete. Showed off the arm strength there, but to no avail. 2nd down. So we have reached halftime with a touchdown. That's the difference on the scoreboard. As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando, that's where we find Jonathan Coachman, ready with our EA Sports halftime report. Coach. This will be taken in at the 1. And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line. Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go. They're down here, but very much in this game. What's the tonality of a coach's talk when a game is within striking distance like this at intermission?
Typically, what they're doing is emphasizing the things that went well in the first half and wanting more of that. Sure, you've got to go over some of the errors and clean up some things because there's a reason you're down. But overall, I think they want to stay positive, stay up with this team. We're just starting the second half, and we've got the football. Let's go ahead and punch it in, and then we'll take it from there.
See how that recipe works.
Solid.
Now on 2nd and 13. Wentz. It's caught by Jackson. And he's going to get 7 out of this before being taken down at the 27.
It's a gain of 7.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before you get a good head of steam going.
Let's go, Gray.
Let's go, D. Big series right here. We got to step it up. Slam.
Send one west. Ram.
Throwing his Wentz. And this is caught by Jackson. And he's got Deshaun Jackson off to the races. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Deshaun Jackson with touchdown number 7 on the year, as they are an extra point away now from tying this football game. On for the extra point, Jake Elliott. And he'll put it through, and that evens us up at 10 apiece.
That ties the game at 10. Jake Elliott to kick off for Philadelphia.
So a tie ball game here as the kick's away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. Their defense has done the job. Now it's the offense's turn as they've got it 1st and 10. Here's a run on 1st down that won't even get back to the line of scrimmage. He will lose a yard. 2nd and 11. That's going to go as a loss of 1 on 1st down.
Brings up 2nd and 11 at the 24-yard line.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11.
Hey, watch the ball.
They go play action with Trubisky. Flush to his right. He'll try and run it. Give him 9 on the play, and that'll bring up a 3rd down.
Hill on the tackle. A gain of 9 brings up 3rd down.
And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game.
Lock in.
Mike 54. Mike 50.
Hey, orbit.
Let's go, defense.
Out of the gun, Trubisky. He gets it to Brown, complete. And he's got the first before he's brought down at the 39-yard line.
It's a gain of 6.
It's a pickup of 6 and good enough to move the chains. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10.
Yo.
54. Alert.
Throwing here, Trubisky. The screen pass here to Cohen. And he will lose yardage back to the 34-yard line. Call that a loss of 5 yards on the play. And it'll be a 2nd and long.
Hey, go. 180. 54.
Come on. Mike.
Trubisky will throw. He finds Robinson. And he'll be taken down at the 46-yard line. It's a pickup of 12, and that'll set up a 3rd down.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you've got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
Come on. 180.
Mike 54. Let's go, D. Let's go.
Throwing once more, it's Trubisky. He's going to dump that off to his running back, Cohen. And he will have the 1st down as he's brought down up near midfield. A 3rd down gain of 3 yards, and that'll be enough. 2 1st downs have him up near midfield now on 1st and 10.
He's crossed.
Alert. Move.
Watch the twins.
Trubisky to throw again. Got a man. It's Brown. A gain of 3 last play. This time they double it and pick up 6. And, boy, they had high praise for this rookie receiver when we asked the coaches about him, didn't they?
They certainly did, and obviously they liked his measurables. Otherwise, they wouldn't have brought him onto the team. Height, weight, speed, all of that. But how about what they really said? Competitiveness. That's what they really liked about him. The way he goes after the football, competes for it, and decides when it's in the air, it's his and only his.
A gain there of 12 yards and a first down for the Bears.
How many times do we say in this game that speed kills, and it does it in so many different ways? In this case, you got a back who's quick and shifty, can make moves, make people miss, but also gets to and through a hole before it can close down. That's some of the benefits of that speed, not just outrunning people in the secondary. That led to a really nice game.
And he held on to it, but he probably shouldn't have as they get him behind the line. This will be a 2-yard loss on the play, and it'll be 2nd and 12.
At the 34-yard line.
Ready? Check, check. Walk 54. Walk 54. Hey, watch the slant. Watch the slant.
And a short gain down to about the 33. The second down play, not much better than the first, just a gain of 1 there.
Partner, we know today's NFL is really built around the guy throwing the football. But these short runs, they still pay dividends because they can take their toll on a defense, and they can add up as the game goes along. You control the clock, you control the ball, and that way you often control the game.
Robinson's got it. Well, this is going to depend on the spot, but it's not a very generous one. He looks to be about a yard or so short. They'll get 10 there, but it leaves them just short for 4th down. So out comes a field goal team now for the second time here today. He hit his first, this one from 40 yards out. The kick by Pinheiro is good. And they will take the lead at 13-10. A dozen plays on that drive that ends with the field goal.
Let's go ahead and break out some of the old chestnuts here, right, partner? Keep the ball in front, rally to it, and make the tackle, right? No big plays given up, no balls over your head. Bend, don't break.
Hold on. Chestnuts?
You like
Come
that
on,
one?
what does that mean, break out? That just because you break chestnuts?
I'm not sure about that, but I'm just going with why they said that. I have no idea.
The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive, and they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
On first down, Wentz looking deep for his tight end, Ertz. And the defense loses him. It's complete. A big play there for Philly. 69 yards. Well, even after all those interceptions, he's not deterred, still confident to go deep at work there.
I think all the old rules about playing that position still apply. If things go wrong, you still act like you're the best player out on the field. You still carry that supreme arrogance with you and continue to fire the ball. I've seen guys have games like this, and this is where you find out if you're great or not. Can you overcome some interceptions and still lead your team to victory?
Only way to get the lead here, of course, with a touchdown, and that's what they're gunning for on first and goal.
Bang, 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 bang. Whip, whip. Lefty, lefty. Watch the whip.
They'll run with Sanders. And that'll get him halfway there as he takes it from the 6 to the 3-yard line.
And that's one of the reasons you like to blitz even on rundowns. It confuses the blocking assignments. It doesn't allow those offensive linemen to get up to the second level.
So the ball position now at the 3. Here's second and goal.
Check 24. Hey, stand. Check 31. Check 31.
They'll try to run with Sanders. And he's in. Touchdown, Eagles. Miles Sanders, his 9th touchdown of the season. And once again, the Eagles are back out in front. Elliott good on the extra point, and that will make this a 4-point game.
Next to score, Eagles 17, Bears 13. Jake Elliott to kick off.
Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll make it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line.
At their own 23-yard line.
At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. And after the field goal last time, let's see what they can get here. At least they got points out of the last drive, Charles.
I never met an offensive coach.
They've got his man complete. And he's taken down right at the 45-yard line. A gain of 32 that time.
That could very well be a defining play in this game. A touchdown, that gives them the lead, and they took a major step towards getting there with that big play right there.
So the big play moves them all the way across midfield. It's 1st and 10 from the 45. And that one covered beautifully. Their defenders stayed home, and they'll stop him behind the line. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 11. And the Eagles 46-yard line.
Mike 54. So we got man. He's coming. Double up. He's coming. Double up. Alert.
And now he'll tuck it and run. Only a yard there on the keeper, and that's going to leave him with a 3rd down.
Well, that call makes sense because they've been throwing it well on this drive, and once again they show passing formation, showing the shotgun. Then they ran out of it. That's a nice play by them defensively, though, to hold it to a short gain.
Watch the twist.
On 3rd down, Trubisky. And he's got his man, Marquise Brown. Touchdown, Chicago! Hollywood, Marquise Brown. Touchdown number 15 on the year. And the Bears have once again taken the lead. Extra point splits the uprights. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful.
17.
Now after the touchdown, here's Pinheiro to kick it off. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
This linebacking core, they've done a good job of keeping that running game in check, haven't they?
They certainly have, and what they'll also do when this game is over is thank the guys up front, the big defensive line, because they've kept them clean, so to speak, not letting blockers get to them, allowing them to run to the football and keep that running game bottled up.
Now a throw for the left sideline, and he's got it. And they'll get 9 there as that sets him up better for 3rd down.
I know many people like to throw to the tight end, maybe in a little flexed out position because he creates mismatches with his size. But slot receivers do the same thing with their quickness, their speed, and their route running savvy.
This is 3rd and 2, maybe the biggest play in this football game.
Lion. Kill.
Throwing now is Wentz. Aguilar has it. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. Well, they were in search of a short gain on 3rd down, and they wind up nabbing over 20 yards. They'll run on 1st down. Sanders. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. That's now a pair of explosive plays in succession, both north of 20 yards.
First and 10 at the 23-yard line.
Check back 21. Big stop, D.
X3, 218, chopper. Lefty, lefty.
Watch out, watch out, watch out, watch out. Hatchet, hatchet.
Ram. Chopper.
He's checking, he's checking.
Right back to Sanders on first down. Clinton Dix there for the stop.
It went right back to him, but he pretty much had nowhere to go on that play.
Yeah, the previous carry looked pretty good. That one, maybe he was a little tired. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe he should have tapped out and had a second back come in and maybe make that run. Who knows?
Three points separating these two sides with 2 minutes left to go in the fourth.
Guilt trip is here.
So it's Eagle football here as we get you reset. They face a second down, but they are in field goal range.
Two jet.
45's the mark. Let's go, Heavy.
Spots, lights.
Give me something. Give me
This 5-7.
Here we go. Watch twins.
On second down now, it's Sanders. And he's taken down after a gain of 3 as they move it from the 22 to the 19.
I like the call there because that was one to take time off the clock and get them closer to getting out of here with a W. In the mind of the play caller, all you want to hear is tick, tick, tick.
Here we go. 280.
I got you, son. Switch.
To throw is Wentz. Escaping the pressure right. Yeah, that one going to be knocked away and incomplete. It was the veteran Prince Amukamara that time who had the play covered from the start. Well, these corners, I tell you, they've done excellent work all game long.
They remind me of guys in the past who just said, hey, throw it out here 100 times. Nothing good is going to happen. And if you throw it in the wrong place, I'll take it the other way.
The kick by Elliott is good. And with a little more than a minute to go, we are all tied. So a big kick to get this back to even. Now the worry is, did you leave too much time on the clock? Because another field goal the other way, that does you in.
You're exactly right. You didn't get it to overtime yet. So now as a defense, you've got to think to yourself, you can't play prevent defense and just give up big chunks of yardage in front of you. But you also can't let anyone behind you. So you sit right on the line between the two. Play the best defense you can and not make it easy for them to move the ball downfield.
Here we go.
From 26-yard line.
The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. They've got work to do, but they do still have a bit of time here.
And they've got to feel comfortable with that, but they have all their play sequences called. If they get out of bounds, that allows them to huddle and call another play, but if they don't, it's hurry up to the line of scrimmage and either spike it and stop the clock or continue to move it downfield in order to try and get in range and win this game.
See if they can do just that. Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete. Trey Burton, the one he was looking for. And that takes us from second to third down.
8 yards to go.
Check. Watch 54. Come on, baby.
Trubisky to throw. And Robinson with a big catch. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Now the Bears going to call the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 40 seconds remaining in this fourth quarter. Throwing now is Trubisky, and he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. Now the Bears going to use the second of their timeouts, as it'll come with 36 seconds to go in half number 2. Don't need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on second down. Here's Trubisky. Pass incomplete. Back-to-back big plays defensively. First the sack. Now they force the incompletion on 3rd and long. Things looking pretty good for them.
And this is where they have to be careful, because they've got the momentum going their way. They will be really amped up to get to the quarterback. Look out. Draw, screen, something that can be used against them.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Now it's Trubisky. This will be caught by Brown. And he can only manage to get this to the 45-yard line. Well short of the first. They'll get 11, but it'll still lead to a 4th down. Here's Pat O'Donnell now, as he'll punt it away for the second time. This is away, and a very good kick, angled for the sidelines. And that'll hit in the end zone. Much too much leg there. That'll be a touchback.
At their own 20-yard line.
The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. They have a little bit of time here to get into field goal range. Not much. In a tie game, you don't want to do anything crazy, right?
I agree with you on that one. Risk reward, okay? If you go for it, what is the absolute reward on this? But the risk is probably greater. Run the clock out, get to overtime, and try and win it there.
All right, we'll see if they do just that. Now the Eagles will use the second of their timeouts, as he'll stop it with 11 seconds remaining in the ball game.
First and 10 at the 41-yard line.
One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10.
45, 45, Mike, 45.
Hey, empty.
Back to throw. Wins. Caught by the tight end, Ertz. 5 yards on the catch there. Brings up second down. And the clock will now stop as a timeout is called with 5 seconds left. Second and 5 after the 5-yard completion on first down.
Win. Two jet.
No. Switch it. Come on, switch it.
Now Wentz. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Final whistle blows, and we need some extra time here to decide who will be the victor.
60 minutes, just not enough some days to decide who's going to win the game.
And here in overtime, if the team that receives the ball scores a touchdown, it's over. If they don't, we can still have some more football.
That's exactly right. If they go down and kick a field goal, the other team gets a possession to either match it or score a touchdown to win the ball game. If both teams kick field goals, the next team to score wins. But if the receiving team throws a pick six or fumbles the ball and it gets picked up by the defense and they score, the game is over at that point.
So we're right back where we started, all even as the kick's away. This is fielded at the goal line. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line.
Go.
Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go. They control their own destiny here. They have the football in overtime. Obviously, a touchdown would win it.
And I think teams around the league are still adjusting to the idea of going downfield, scoring a touchdown wins the game, because they were used to just going downfield and trying to get in field goal range to win a game. Still having to make that transition. Let's face it now, the ones who are doing it best know they need to go down, attack, put the ball in the end zone, and not leave it up to a field goal and give the other team a chance.
Yeah, as we said, they control their own destiny now. A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. Throwing is Wentz. Open man is Arcega-Whiteside. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face third down.
That's a gain of 8. Makes it 3rd and 3.
So a big play in this opening drive of overtime. Now looking at a 3rd and 3.
Kill. Watch the screen. Watch the screen.
To throw is Wentz. He'll rifle this one deep right side. And unable to connect. Incomplete. Now give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down. The temptation to go for it probably there. Always is, especially in overtime. Got to punt it, though.
I think you're right. I think that you absolutely have to punt it away and trust your defense, especially play a little field position here. But you're so right about the temptation. Another way to satisfy that, though, line up in punt formation and fake it. That's another way to get it done.
That one sails out of bounds. The side judge will walk it off. And he says it went out of bounds at the 9-yard line. Nice punt. So they'll play the field position game here as a very nice punt is going to pin them back.
Yeah, it's almost like watching a game of tennis, or do you prefer ping pong? You know, back and forth like that? That definitely was excellent, wasn't it?
They'll start things on first with Torrey Cohen. He's going to have the first down past the 20. And all the way up to the 33-yard line. 25 yards the pickup there, and also a first down. One thing that's great about watching him run, Charles, he doesn't hesitate. He got to the left side of his O-line and just went.
So there's two ways to look at that. One, just absolutely unconcerned, just takes off and goes. But more the latter, I think, which is he has absolute confidence in the guys in front of him, the guys doing the blocking for him. He just takes it and goes with abandon.
Now throwing on first down and completing it. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch.
I always laugh when people say, what's the toughest route to defend? And I'm like, any of them, especially if it's a good receiver. That makes things very difficult. But when you're running a drag route, something short, shallow, going through defenders, using guys almost as screens in order to get open, that makes things tough for guys trying to get to the football.
Able to get 7 on that first down pass play. 2nd and 3. Now Trubisky. Overtime with less than 2 minutes to play, and we are still. So the incomplete pass on the last play, and that leads us to a 3rd and 3. Out of the gun, Trubisky. Oh, so close but incomplete. Could have been a big turnover in overtime if he'd held on. Instead, though, it's 4th down. Here's Pat O'Donnell now. On for a very important punt here in overtime. And he gets it away, a directional kick going toward the sideline. No returning this one. It sails out of bounds, and they'll spot it right at the 20. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive, and they're coming off a 3-and-out, my friend.
I think they've got to look at that play sheet and go to a spot that they haven't gone before. Time to shake things up a little bit to try and get this offense moving.
Okay, so how do you do that? How do you shake things up?
You look at what you've called before, realize it hasn't worked
Go to something else.
and maybe try and find one of those special plays from one of your better players, and maybe try and hit something big and get things going in the excitement area.
A 3-yard pickup.
This being their second opportunity in overtime, third overall drive, see if they can settle into a rhythm.
And that's what you're looking for. Get a few first downs, move the ball downfield, have some confidence, get yourself in a spot where you can at least kick a field goal to win it. But I tell you this, if I'm the play caller, I'm looking at that part of my sheet that says playmakers. Get the ball in their hands, critical situation, now's their time.
Here's a throw right side, taken in by his tight end. And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. 17 yards and a first down for Philly. And they'll get to him after a gain of 7 to the 47.
A 7-yard pickup. Second and 3 at the 47-yard line.
Check. Fresno. Ram.
Another run with Sanders. And he'll lose yardage here. Back at the 41. Now another timeout called for by the offense. They'll be down to just one remaining as we step aside here in overtime.
Waiting. You ain't doing nothing today. Great. Down the man inside.
Show it up.
Now Wentz on third down. Gonna look deep for Jeffrey. Oh, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Carl Joseph. And they will take over at the 29-yard line.
First and 10 at their own 29-yard line.
At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. Neither team scored yet. Now we go to sudden death. Next points win this game.
How about the tension right now? It is ratcheted up, isn't it? I mean, now whatever happens, points are scored, that's your ball game. Can't wait to see the defense now. Do they get a little more aggressive in order to not let a team just drive the ball easily down the field?
Got to be careful, though, right?
Yeah, if you're too aggressive, you just give up something easy and cheap. But some defensive coordinators, they'd rather take a stand that way as opposed to being nickeled and dimed down the field.
On first and 10, it's Trubisky. Over the middle here to Brown. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. And a timeout now here in overtime with 4 seconds remaining.
First down, Chicago.
So now this one's going to rest on the foot of their second-year kicker. And a timeout now here in overtime with 4 seconds remaining. So now this one's going to rest on the foot of their second-year kicker. This to win it in overtime. And this one will not get there. It's off to the left anyway. It's no good. Drama. We saw all of it in this one. Overtime all the way to the end of OT. The long field goal shot to win it, but they couldn't convert.
And because it's the regular season, we don't play more bonus football. We don't go to another period.